With such a wide variety of weapons to choose from, it can be a bit difficult to know what's worth investing in and what's not. Hey guys, hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Leyzar, and today we're going to talk about my top 10 primary weapons in Warframe. All of the weapons that you see on the list have been fully built, tested, and I have extensive and detailed build guides on all of them. All you gotta do is check the link in the cards on each and every weapon. That said, all of them stand out from the crowd in one way or another. As in Warframe, things are often more complicated than XYZ is better than A, B, or C. First on the list we find the fan favorite, the Hex Shotgun. With a low mastery requirement of only 4, the Hex Shotgun gets my seal of approval as the best starting primary weapon. Obtaining the Hex is also easy, as the blueprint can be purchased directly from the in-game market and is the first weapon that made me feel powerful. If you're just starting out in Warframe and don't know which weapon to invest in, look no further than this iconic shotgun that is fully capable of carrying you through many mastery ranks. While the Hex may be ideal for newer players, it simply doesn't possess the necessary oomph for high level content, but in Warframe the journey to said high levels is most of the fun, and in this category we also have a honorable mention for the Sobek shotgun. Next on the list we find the weapon that stands out through its usability and outstanding handling. The Bozza won't top any damage meters, but it's a dream to use with next to no recoil, lightning quick reload, plus a high fire rate, all of this while being completely silent, and it's still my go-to for any spy mission. The disadvantages of the Bozza would be the mediocre damage and the fact that you can use other methods to remain silent and forgo the need of a silent weapon. Speaking of silent, the topic of best bow still rages on, with fans passionately arguing over their favorite one. But I've already crowned the Dread as being the best traditional style bow in the game. It features the highest base critical chance of all weapons in the game and it synergizes beautifully well with one of the most overpowered mods, namely Hunter Munitions. There are very few things in Warframe that I find more satisfying than landing a precise long-range shot with a bow. But bows aren't everybody's cup of tea, as their usability pales in comparison to automatic rifles. Nobody really used the T-Baron until its prime variant was released. It features all of the free prominent fire modes which can be changed on the fly, and the weapon's characteristics change along with the fire mode. That said, the stats are through the roof and the weapon is fully capable of taking on any content that Warframe has to offer. All of this while still holding a Riven disposition of 4 out of 5 and a weapon that has basically no drawbacks, which makes the T-Baron Prime the ultimate assault rifle. The Rubico was already an outstanding sniper rifle, and the Prime simply added the cherry on top, as currently the main use for sniper rifles is Eidolon hunting, where the Rubico Prime faces stiff competition from the Lanka and the Vectis Prime. The Rubico gets my vote as it possesses the usability that the Lanka does not have and the higher critical numbers that the Vectis does not have. If you're looking to get into Eidolon hunting, then look no further than the Rubico or the Rubico Prime depending on your mastery rank, as both of these weapons are fully capable of tearing through Eidolons with relative ease.
That's just so good.
Next on the list we have one of the most popular shotguns in the game, namely the Arca Plasma. The weapon possesses mediocre stats if you just take it at face value, but its strength lies in the AoE projectile it fires, which makes it very easy to clear entire rooms of enemies just by glancing towards them. Aiming not required. This is probably the weapon I had most fun with, but it's not perfect by any stretch, as the weapon has a small magazine size with a rather long reload time. Riven disposition is also on the low side, only 2 out of 5. All of this keeping this fantastic weapon in check. It's always very hard for me to choose between these two fantastic weapons. But you know what? I'm not forced to choose, and neither are you. So instead we'll do a 2-for-1 special. If you're just interested in raw power, raw damage, then the Ignis Wraith and the Amprax are some of the most powerful weapons in the game, period. Both of them fully capable of annihilating scores upon scores of enemies in rapid fashion. Though it should be said that the Amprax possesses higher single target damage while the Ignis Wraith has superior AoE capabilities. No matter which way you choose to go, satisfaction is guaranteed. I could not leave Her Royal Majesty the Queen out of this one, and the Tigress Prime is still a top tier shotgun. Many things change in Warframe, but the Tigress remains constant and still is one of the most powerful weapons in the game. The weapon can deliver insane amounts of damage but lacks heavily in the usability department, having to reload after both barrels have been emptied. Couple this with a somewhat unpopular duplex trigger system and you got one scary and difficult lady, which kinda reminds me of my wife. Last but not least, we have the 100% subjective Dealer's Choice Award, and this one goes to the underrated Prisma Gorgon. The name Gorgon and endgame weapon don't really go in the same sentence, but the weapon is very powerful, sporting a high base critical chance and critical multi, large magazine and a great fire rate. What kind of honest top 10 would this be if I didn't tell you what I like to use, because paper DPS belongs on paper, and in actual gameplay how much you enjoy a weapon matters a whole lot more. Well guys, that's pretty much gonna do it for my top 10, but before I go, one last thing. As long as you understand how to properly mod your guns and how damage and vulnerabilities work, you can make mostly any weapon into a full-blown monster. And while there are only 10 spots on my list, I could keep on going and talk about the comb, the lens, the opticore, the phantasma, and so on and so forth. There are plenty more outstanding weapons that we have time for today, so if your favorite weapons are not on the list, it doesn't mean they're bad weapons, definitely not. It just simply means they didn't make my list. As always, my name has been Leyzar, thank you guys so much for watching, like, favorite, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and let me know in the comment section down below what are your favorite weapons. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye!